Hello and welcome to the Scarf Bergara War, the podcast for county fans by county fans. I can see your face on the screen, Russ. How are we?
I'm all right, mate. How are you? Can you hear me?
Good. I can hear you. I can see you. It's the I'm living the dream. That's all I can ask for, really. And a minute early as well. Fantastic. It's the first show of the new season proper with me, Nick Lee, and Russ Johnson, who you can see over there. What a season it's going to be as well. The first game against Dagenham. Real signal of intent. It was good to see everyone lining up in the right positions and a convincing win. Right, that's the intro I thought I'd be using. So who've we got on with us tonight? Well, our guest tonight is his second appearance on the podcast. You may know him as the bass player from Dutch Uncles. You may know him from the numerous soundtrack work and solo stuff he's done, the composing, or you might just know him as someone who sits near you in the seats at County. That's fine too. It's Robin Richards. Hello, mate. How's it going?
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, how are you guys?
Not too bad.
Yeah, we're on a bit of a. I would say we've got over Saturday, but I've barely got over the hangover. Never mind the actual performance.
Yeah, same. Yeah,
I can't act this. Well, last time we spoke, Russ, I was planning because we didn't do a podcast last week, so I was planning to take my nephew to the Fleetwood game, if you recall.
I do recall. Yeah.
Big thing. I was like, I'm not going to have kids because, well, look. And B, have you seen them? So, big thing. My nephew's going to get to experience like a big match day. Edgeley early doors, loved it. Like breakfast, yeah, he loved that. Standing outside the bookies, holding my fag while I went in, love that. I think the breakfast whiskey was a bit much for him. As soon as we got into the ground, he was crying and asking for his mum. We've all been there. Don't get me wrong, but
we have.
Not 5 minutes into the friendly. So we lasted 25 minutes. I left at 0-0 and missed 6 goals, which pretty much sums up what the season's going to be like, I think.
Yeah, well, maybe. Yeah. Well, I've had that experience myself, as you know, Nick, with my son. 4-1 down at home to Boston. I had to take him out. As soon as the third one went in, actually, he was just crying his eyes out. So yeah, wasn't a pleasant experience.
I'll try again in 10 years. You know, when we're in the championship, it'll be hard to get a seat with them 22,000 people stealing all the tickets, but I'll manage. But what are we talking about tonight, Russ?
Well, we're going to talk about the Dagenham and Redbridge match. Absolutely, we are going to do that. We've got to do that, mate. We've got to get it out of our systems. We're going to look ahead to Southend and Grimsby on Saturday and Tuesday, respectively. Hopefully, we've got a Grimsby podder coming on in a few minutes to talk us through that match and what we can expect from Grimsby. And we'll talk with Robin throughout and talk about your new album. And we'll talk about County because we know that County's your first love, and you just do music on the side anyway.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah,
it takes a lot of my energy.
And then we'll just talk about just different stuff, really. I guess. So, shall we run the titles that we've got? Even though we've already done it 3 times, but we'll do it anyway.
Let's run them again. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Reminded.
Yeah. So, Dagenham and Redbridge then.
Yeah, it was fucking awful, wasn't it?
and so, thanks for watching. We'll be back next week.
Yeah, just, going in with all that expectation, and then it was just dire, wasn't it? There's not much else to say really on it. It was just, a bit shell-shocked afterwards.
Yeah.
In the 8 pints helped afterwards a bit, but the following day was just like, I was like, why do I feel so sad? Oh yes, those bastards again.
That feeling again, yeah. I was out drinking with Russ, and I must say he's definitely a credit to his family. What a well-behaved young man he is. Gets his round in when it's his go and everything. Yeah,
of course.
But other than that, I've got nothing on the day. Oh, I was very, more than anything else, I was annoyed to see square pegs in round holes. I must have said that phrase more times this week than I ever have. in my life. It's just.
We're talking about like Tom Walker playing at left back.
I had this discussion with someone on one of the message boards a couple of weeks ago because in one of the friendlies we had Collar playing at right back and Walker playing at left back. I was like, we shouldn't. There's no excuse for square pegs in round holes, not with the budget we've got and the squad. And then for the first day of the season to have Whitfield as a centre forward when he's about 3 foot, and then Walker at wing back as well. I was infuriated before the game had even started. And then obviously what unfolded over the following 90 minutes was enough to keep me infuriated.
Yeah, I asked my mate Chris, who came to the game as well, I asked him, how long do you think it will be until people start singing Jimmy Gannon's Blue White Army? And he said, maybe like 3 or 4 games. And it was about 70 minutes, wasn't it, that it started? And it's like, yeah, I get people are frustrated, but it's not going to help, is it?
No, I was just laughing my head off by that point.
You're gone.
People are frustrated, but it's one game. I could understand. I mean, I was livid in the game. I was absolutely livid to the point where after about 65 minutes, I just couldn't give a shit anymore. I knew we weren't good enough to beat them. To be fair, Dagenham were really, really good, but that's by the by. We should have been better than them based on last season, based on what we spent and everything else. I've not come away from the first match at home feeling like that since we played Huddersfield all those years ago. It's when we had Beckett, we had Warren Feeney, we had Ricky Lambert, we had a really good nucleus of a team, and the expectations were high, and it was just a big, massive letdown. And I think it was the expectation of the day, really, that it just all fell flat on our faces, didn't it? It's horrible.
I think that season we only won 6 games, didn't we, as well? So hopefully it won't be like that. I keep, coming into it like, Fylde went down a couple of seasons ago. They had the highest budget in the league. It's like, okay, we've got a big, decent-looking squad on paper, but it just needs to click on it. And sooner or else people are going to get very frustrated. But like you say, it's one game, and it could be very different on Saturday evening. I really hope it is.
It's going to be horrible to get embarrassed on telly, isn't it? It's bad enough getting embarrassed with just 5,000 of us there, but on national telly with at least another 50 people watching.
We never play well on telly. That's what they say, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I tried to dispel that as a myth a few months back, and ever since then we've just gone to shit on telly again. So, yeah. I was very annoyed that it took over an hour to make any changes. It was quite clear from like half an hour in that changes were needed.
Yeah, definitely. And it took until like the 80th minute for him to actually change the system, which wasn't working. So, I'm sure they've got other plans, and it'd be interesting to see how many changes he makes on Saturday, or whether he sticks with the same kind of nucleus of the squad there.
Because I'm assuming from what we've seen so far, Hogan, Rooney, and Madden are pretty much undroppable and unsubbable, I think.
Yeah, and I wonder whether he played 3 at the back. I don't know whether he has to play Fish. Whether it might be a contractual thing, or and obviously Barkley, he should be great on paper. But playing 3 at the back at home, we didn't do that much last season, did we? And we were great defensively last season. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure whether
when Russ came in, he tried to go to 4 at the back, and then he soon went back. He soon went back to the 3. And I think the expectation was that this season he'd go back to playing how he wants to, but he doesn't seem to. He seems to be remaining with a 3 at the back, which is a weird one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course, because Jennings played it like left.
Yeah, left centre back. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It might take a bit of time for the new players to gel in, but
we can't play any worse than that anyway. That's something. We've got the worst performance of the season out of the way. If we're any worse than that, then there's big problems. Yeah,
for sure. I was thinking before, like last time I was on the podcast with you guys, it was right at the start of the 2018-19 season.
Was it?
And we'd just lost to York. And it was like, going to be here another, and again, it was early doors, and we won the league. So, I'll probably still be a bit depressed until Saturday, and then maybe until Tuesday,
and then maybe even more. Yeah. We've got some comments coming in already. Quite a lot of comments. We obviously we can't go through all the comments, but just maybe one or two we'll pick out. This is a good one from Ross, friend of the podcast. What has Reed got to do to start a game? The fella scored 20 last year, and then a winger starts up front instead. Yep. Yeah, good point.
Don't get that excited. But even in pre-season, with everyone talking about the options we've got, not one person was mentioning Reed. Everyone's on about Madden and Quigley and Rooney and Whitfield. No one's mentioning Reed. Put some respect on Alex Reed's name, people.
But he did score quite a few goals from the bench towards the end of last season, didn't he? He came on and made an impact.
Yeah.
Where I suppose in the first part of last season, it was kind of his link up with Bennett, which was obviously the system changed when Russ came in. But yeah, he definitely could have started on Saturday. And I don't know, it's one of those things. It's like when a new music venue opens and the old venues just kind of, no one goes to the old venues, and it's just because they've been there a long time. And it's not like they're awful. It's like it's just because there's something new. And I think maybe he's just kind of trying to give the new players as much of a chance to start with, and then eventually be like, actually, let's get the old guy back in.
Yeah. Let's go back to the Deaf Institute.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Let's go to the Deaf Institute and watch Ash Palmer and Jordan Keane.
I could start.
Yeah, I'm going now quite happily. I hope we see Keane in the side on Saturday. I want to see a ball winner in midfield, because there's a lot of expectation being put on this lad from Aston Villa, where we've seen it before, where we've had a young player on loan and all the expectation seems to be on their shoulders. I mean, he can have a great game this coming Saturday, but if the other 10 play as they did last Saturday, then it's not going to make a difference.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think the thing with having Keane, like even on the bench, is the fact that he's basically having two players. He covers both centre half and centre midfield pretty well. Yeah, I'd have him in the squad.
Yeah, but
it's like also being kind of nostalgic for the old team as well. It's like, I'd start Mini in as well. Bring back Mal Bell, get them all in, like.
Frank Mulhern back.
Yeah.
Well, this is nostalgia only gets you so far, doesn't it?
Of course, yeah.
They're in the squad, but you can't just play them just because they were part of the title winning teams. That's not quite how it works. But yeah, I mean, we've got getting a lot of comments through saying, get Palmer back in. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. For me, Hogan had an absolute shocker. There didn't seem to be any sort of identity within how we were playing. Dagenham definitely had an identity. We did not. Even our goal, Palmer cleared it into the corner. I think Madden picked it up, did some good work, and managed to get a crossing for Rooney.
That pass from Hogan, you could say it was a great pass from Hogan.
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, it was. It wasn't a great pass. I mean, it was a lot. I think it was a long ball into the corner, as you do, because if I remember rightly, and I was probably 3 or 4 beers deep at that point. But if I remember rightly, he sort of stumbled, and I think he was bringing out a defence and kind of almost lost his way a bit, and then thought, right, I'm going to go into the corner now. So it felt like a bit of a clearance to me. So yeah, but even after that, that's all they tried all match. I've no idea. I'm just going to try and change my mic, lads, because I think I might be echoing. So you two just carry on.
Okay.
So why don't you tell us about your new album? We'll have a quick break from the football chat, because the last thing you want is to be plugging it right at the end. It's not the National Lottery. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that, Robin?
Yeah. So next, week on Friday, got it's technically my debut solo record, but it's a double soundtrack album. So it's 2 of the films I've worked on with film director Clara Cassian. There we go.
Hey, no expense spared on here, Robin. I'm telling you, mate.
So it's the 2 soundtracks to those films, and it's available obviously for streaming, and it's coming out on limited edition double CD as well on the 3rd of September. And then
are you going to be playing live to support it?
Yeah. On the 10th of September, we've got a show at home in Manchester.
Excellent.
It's so a screening of the film The Earth Asleep with the live score that I'll be performing with a few of the musicians, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, because it's been it was meant to have been screened last April.
Yeah.
And then that was postponed until December and postponed again and postponed again. So it's like 5th time lucky. It's going to happen now. Like just finally do, a proper gig. It's going to be great.
Yeah, how has it been for you? Like 18 months of not being able to. I mean, obviously you can still create, but in terms of getting out there, it must have been horrible.
It's been tough, but I mean, there were so many other people in the same or worse boat, and it was like, so I had to cancel a few gigs, cancel a few festivals, but it wasn't the end of the world. And in some respects, it actually meant that we had more time to work on that film, kind of refine the soundtrack, and get it all like we wanted it to be. And in some ways that can be a hindrance because you still need a deadline to work towards. So having the screening and having like the backing of home to make sure it went ahead was great. So yeah, no, like I had things to do. We started writing with the band again, even though we're doing it remotely. So that's been fun. So it's just been frustrating not to be able to get in a room with other people and play. That's starting again now, but it's good that we've still been able to be creative in that respect.
So there's going to be new Dutch Uncle stuff coming up. Was that a tsbw exclusive there?
God, it might have been, yeah. Yes, at some point. Yeah, we're working on it.
Excellent.
Yeah,
that's very good news. Russ, are you back?
I'm back.
Yeah, we weren't talking about you, mate. It's all right.
I wouldn't have known if you were. It's not like I'm controlling all this. Okay, I mean, we'll talk about the album a bit more later while we sort of had that technical interlude, I guess. Let's talk about the matches that we've got coming up, and we could talk more about Dagenham as well. If we start with the Grimsby match on Tuesday, I want to do it that way because our guest from let me just get this right. My guest from the DN35 podcast, which is a Grimsby podcast, just arrived. So we'll get Alex on, talk about Grimsby on Tuesday, and then we'll come back to Southend and Dagenham in a second. Welcome, Alex.
Welcome. Gosh, this is snazzy.
Yeah, you like it? This is what we have in the West.
I know you said you guys were flush with cash. I didn't know it all went into the podcast as well. This is the epitome of Harry Kane. Harry Enfield's loads of money gone into podcast form, isn't it?
Hey, wait till I've got John Rooney upstairs cleaning my toilet.
So let's just dive in. I've got no questions prepared for you. We play each other on Tuesday. There was a big sort of hoo-ha about the number of tickets sold. We could probably talk about that because everyone was getting a bit bedwettery about that on Twitter this week. We had a really poor start. How's it looking for you? What can we expect on Tuesday?
We haven't started yet. I don't have a clue. We haven't played a league game for 112 days, I think. Our old footage is in black and white of our last league game, which isn't the worst idea in the world. But we have no idea. We really do. It's been a bit of an odd one, really. In terms of how the squad has been taking shape, it's been great. We've had a hell of a pre-season. It's lasted for about 3 decades, and then COVID hit, and we didn't even get to go to the luscious of Bromley. So we're preparing. It looks like we're going to be all right. I think Hurst is keen to get a striker in. We had Grant Taylor, who seemed to be a great addition. Played 5 minutes in his first pre-season, pulled up with a hamstring injury, and no one's seen him since. As the way of it, as did John Lewis. He got injured 5 minutes later. So we're bare bones up front. So, but Hurst always organises us pretty well. We're just looking around at everybody else paying outlandish fees for strikers. Going, well, God.
If you want, you can have one of our strikers because we just stick wingers up front. We don't bother putting strikers up top now.
I assume you've just got a massive cabinet of them that you just keep and just sort of hold them in front of someone like Wealdstone. They're a team, aren't they? Is that a real team?
Yeah, well,
just about, yeah.
I thought they were a meme, and then just dangling them in front of them, going, "Look at these guys! They just clean the stands after the game."
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah. Just wheel another one out, dust him off. We have to employ someone to dust them every week, yeah.
and fluff them as well.
Yeah,
That's you, mate,
perhaps. Yeah, I mean, what I did want to ask you actually was, you've been down here before, haven't you? But it's been a while, hasn't it? How long has it been since you were last down in the non-league?
5 years, but it's been it's an experience that lasts with you forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know. We went down another division, by the way, in case you missed that.
Oh yeah, we forgot that. We're the ITV Digital Brothers, aren't we? We just stand around, just going, isn't it great? We like that. Yeah. The two teams that got screwed the most out of the stupidest idea in football, because who would want to watch Grimsby Town v Burnley and pay a fortune to do so? Who would have thought that had gone wrong?
So you're down here for the first time in a few years. I seeing Twitter and seeing social media, I get the sense that you think you're going to have a really good season and possibly go straight back up. Am I right in that assumption?
I think we're buoyed by new owners. If we had come down with the owners who'd brought us down, I'd have expected us to disappear into National League North or whatever is sponsored by Gazprom or whatever, and we'd have gone that way. I think we're confident we're going to have a good season. It's one of these things where we're all exceptionally prepared, like 15th and upwards getting the playoffs now or something, isn't it? I would expect us to challenge for playoffs, but I can't expect us going up. I can't see us. It's very hard to change a team around from finishing rock bottom of the Football League to then being. You're going to have to gather 120 points, 110 points. I would imagine this season, because it seems to be an absolute bun fight at the top. So I think we'll make the playoffs, and then we'll probably lose to Eastleigh or someone like that in the 5th round of that, or whatever you do to organise the playoffs.
It's coming to something when the playoffs actually have a preliminary round. I thought that was like FA Cup in July, the preliminary round, but no, our league has it now as well.
I mean, it's funny, isn't it? When you're up in the Football League and you're sort of 22nd, you're going, I think 2 up, 2 down's about right. But it would be nice. But at least when you get to go up, you're well prepared, and the dross in League 2 just means that you're going to finish mid-table and upwards, and hopefully you're secretive enough not to sell anybody on afterwards and lose the momentum.
So that's it. You came down. Is your personnel completely changed now? Because you finished rock bottom, and you have. Let's face it. You have to be shit to finish rock bottom of League 2. We know that, don't we?
Yeah. Didn't we have bottom place secured by like February? Also, I think we did.
Something stupid. Yeah.
New record, yeah.
I mean, it's well done. At least you got it, and you knew what you were doing. I mean, it takes a long time to prepare for that sort of stuff.
Oh, we had a vision and we implemented it. Yeah.
It was weird. Under Holloway, we were an absolute shit show. It was basically Mike Bassett reinvented in lower league football, and he is an absolute clown of a man. It emanated in players headbutting each other on the pitch. Considering it was our players, I'm surprised they didn't miss. They just sort of headbutted the air. But it was just an absolute car crash. But then towards the end of the season, Hurst is a good manager. He knows what he's doing. He's very by the book. He's Sean Dyche without the gruff voice, and he sort of just sets everybody up 4-4-2. And we didn't concede many. We were a mid-table team by the time we got relegated, but by then the damage was done, and we were looking at what Weymouth is.
Was Hurst the manager who brought you up when you came back?
He was, yeah. He came up with us, and then I think he asked for a strength and conditioning coach from our old owners, and they said, when does strength and conditioning coaches win you 3 points on a Saturday? So he went off to Shrewsbury and took them to the playoffs and in League One. He then had a very good choice of picking up basket case clubs. So he went to Ipswich, I think, and then he went to Scunny up the road. Yeah. So he was wondering why everything was on fire, and then he had to come back to us. He was like, "Oh, well, as long as the owner isn't here, I'll take it." So he's back here now, saying us instead of we.
That's what that Michael Portillo, where he goes on the rivers Is it Rivers or he goes on trains, doesn't he, around?
Trains,
Honestly,
isn't it? Yeah.
with the way
Yeah,
budget cuts are going in 10 years, that's going to be what he's going to be doing. Shrewsbury, Grimsby, Scunthorpe. That's going to be it.
There's a train guy who does he visited every station and he made a big thing of it a couple of years ago, but then did Grimsby as the test one because he didn't want to. He just knew it would get no views. This is a derelict dock. But then again, you're the only place we can get to on the train. It's the only direct line we've got, which is probably why we sold a fair few tickets anyway to come up to see you.
Well, it's two big sprawling metropolises, isn't it? Grimsby and Stockport, the northern powerhouses.
Is that what you think the Conservatives were thinking about when they were talking Northern Powerhouse? And they were like, "Yeah, Stockport. As long as we can get the National Fishing Heritage Centre connected as quickly as possible to the Hat Museum, the North is going to be fine."
Yeah. Stockport and Grimsby putting hats on fish.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the match. Obviously, that it was meant to be on the Monday, wasn't it? And we've got a comment in. We were going to touch on this anyway. What do you think about it being moved to the Tuesday? I think you've got a lot to say about this, probably.
Aren't you? I guess so. I mean, you're naughty, but who cares? It's a shame, but it'd be nice to do it on a bank holiday. I don't know what a couple of hours each way do, but if it helps you guys, then I would have taken the opportunity if it was on our foot too. But it's just a shame. You get very little games, as you guys know, up this end of the country. Everyone seems to be on some sort of business park in Basingstoke or something.
Yeah.
So it's a shame it's not a bank holiday game because I think it would have gone down pretty well. I don't know what tickets are like. I think we sold I think I told you 750 or so out of the 800 we got given. So please, sir, can we have some more? And then they'll go on general sale. As long as it's not pissing it down like it did last time we were in the away end. That's all I remember from Stockport in some god-awful FA Cup first round game. That's all I used to remember of Stockport. We used to get you in the third round of the FA Cup and then we'd lose 2-1 to you. We go, all right, well, that's our one joy of the season that's disappeared.
Hey, we've got a Nando's now, so joke's on you.
Yeah, they see you beating us. With Grimsby's the only place that had a Starbucks and went no and shut it down. We genuinely had one in the centre of town in the shopping centre, and it lasted us about 18 months. And then everyone went, well, where's my fish? And then, where's my fried fish and chips with this? And they just bonked it on the head because they didn't know what an Americano was.
Yeah. In Stockport, we just put a poem in a bus stop and call it an art gallery.
That's a good thing, isn't it? That's all right.
Got to do your bit, haven't you?
That's the Northern City culture, isn't it?
I don't think call this number for a blowjob counts as poetry, but Russ keeps writing it. So if you're going to keep writing it,
Mike Newell's got to make his money somehow.
Yeah, he can't just be going around shouting at women all day, can he?
Who was that? That was John. We used to have John Welsh, who used to play for Tranmere, and he got convicted of assault for, I think he two-footed a woman at a bus stop. I
remember reading that and thinking it was a two-footed thing that was a weird bit about it.
Yeah. Surprised he even made contact.
So go on then. Finally, who do we need to look out for on Tuesday, and what score do you reckon it's going to be? Force fun. Nick loves it.
We haven't played a league game. I don't know. Who do we watch out for? Ben Fox looks to be pretty useful. He's got a good raking pass on him. Enrico Souza, who we got from Darlington, is quite quick. And then Max Wright, who's is our shining light who always gets injured. So as long as he doesn't get injured, he'll cause you some problems. I reckon a boring 0-0 will suit nobody. So I assume that's what we'll get because we can't score. So that's the best we can hope for.
I'm going 0-0 as well, personally. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, but you're going 0-0 because we've just been smashed by Dagenham and Redbridge, aren't you?
Yeah. If we win on Saturday, then ask me again.
Yeah, exactly. You're so fickle.
Carlton was right.
Right, Alex. Thank you very much for coming on. Maybe we'll return the favour when it's at your place, and we'll come onto your pod.
Yeah, you're more than welcome.
It's up to you. I'm not inviting myself. I'm just saying it's an option.
I'm just waiting in the lobby the whole time. Is that just every podcast? Yeah. You're more than welcome to.
All right. Cheers, mate. I'll speak to you soon.
Thanks.
Cheers,
See
mate.
you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Well, there we go. Bit of insight from Grimsby. Thought I'd get Alex on for a bit of bant and mega lols.
Grimsby's internet fish getting quite the workout tonight.
Yeah, we did see the comment that came in about Grimsby's internet fish, but honestly, we didn't want to put that up.
Yeah, I
There
also
you go.
saw one saying, "Can I just say sorry that you have to live in Grimsby?" Thought
Yeah.
let's leave that one as well. I'm sure he knows.
I've got a question for you. Sorry you have to live in Grimsby. Yeah.
Oh, God bless. God bless
Okay.
the internet.
Back to county, back to Dagenham and Redbridge, because we have got a few more comments. Let's have a look. Anything about anything? Have you got anything more to say about the Dagenham and Redbridge match? We talked about the tactics. Palmer should probably start. I haven't got a prediction for you for my lineup this week, Nick.
Well, I wanted to talk to you about that.
Okay.
Right, so that lineup that you posted on Twitter yesterday, if that's your lineup, I'm quite worried about you. If that's the lineup that Simon Rusk is going to go with, then I'm very worried about him.
Okay.
Either way, someone's getting sectioned.
It was pretty similar to Saturdays, wasn't it?
Yeah, let's not have Whitfield out of position up top. We'll have him out of position at left wing back instead.
He wasn't left wing back though.
He was in the graphic that you put.
No, he wasn't. Look again.
So who's defending down the flanks then? Who's defending down the flanks? Who's covering that back three?
What do you mean? The left side, the left and the right sided defenders, those centre halves pull out. They get a bit of cover from Whitfield and South of Wales, but they don't have to be. It was 4 across midfield and 3 at the back.
But at what point have you seen Whitfield play or read about him and thought, oh yeah, that's who I want, chucking up and down the line, helping our defence out? I'd go for like Ryan Rydell with him being his position, but maybe I'm just weird.
Well, I don't think you're weird. I just think that's your opinion. And
I think I'm weird.
I value your opinion, whether it's the same as mine or you're wrong. It doesn't really matter.
I mean, you're wrong.
Well, whatever. It's opinions. So until it actually happens, nobody's wrong, are they?
Opinions
Anyway.
are like bumholes. Everyone's got one, but we don't want to see Russell's.
The old saying goes. Yeah.
As that old saying goes. Yeah. Okay. Southend on Saturday then, on the big screen. We always do poorly on the big screen, don't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, do we know how Southend did on Saturday? I didn't actually.
They got a late 1-0 win against Kings Lynn, I think.
Okay.
Oh.
Away, and the Kings Lynn were down to 10 men.
Okay. It's going to be interesting for Southend because they've just done the double drop like we did, haven't they?
Yeah.
League 1, League 2, straight through.
Yeah.
And there's always that expectation that eventually we're going to stop falling down the leagues. And that didn't happen for us. And you see like Chesterfield struggling the same way. So I don't know whether Southend are expecting to bounce back or that they will anticipate another tough season. But they've been a bit of a basket case club for several years now, haven't they? So
They've got an astonishing amount of debt.
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel like we've got a chance on Saturday. But it's.
Well,
I really don't know.
Let me just say, it wasn't a late win. Actually, it was a 9-minute winner. Sam Dolby scored the winner.
9 minutes. What a 9th minute winner, or 9 minutes to stoppage time, or it took 9 minutes to cross the line.
A ninth. It was the goal was scored in the 9th minute.
Okay.
Why do you make things hard all the time, Nick? Oh my God, so infuriating.
You were quite happy to make things hard in the pub on Saturday night, though, weren't you, Ross? Sickening me.
Sam Dolby. So he was on loan at our place last season. Totally forgettable.
Yeah.
So that's him scoring on Saturday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Guaranteed. Like he's going to have an absolute blinder. It's like when you saw that Wrexham had signed Liam McAlinden and we signed Quigley, and you just know that McAlinden's going to have a wild season, and Quigley's injured. I don't know when he's back, but and then they signed Mullins. So but they didn't win on Saturday. So
No.
It's going to be a long season.
You mentioned about Quigley being injured. Well, it looks now as though Sam Minihan's injured as well, and we don't have any. So him and Quigley, we don't have any because the club seem to keep the cards quite close to the chest when it comes to injuries.
Yeah.
So it's a good job we didn't tell Dagenham Quigley was out injured because we could have got embarrassed on Saturday.
Imagine.
That was a bullet dodge, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But it was a good day out, though, otherwise, wasn't it, Russ? We had a good day, didn't we, Russ?
Didn't we, Russ? We did, didn't we, Russ?
We did, didn't we? Tell me you love me more than your wife.
She's probably watching, Don't say
Yeah,
that.
well, you can tell her as well, then.
Yeah, no, it was a good day. I think that was probably the biggest takeaway, to be fair, was the fact that we were allowed back in the pubs, we were allowed back in the ground. It was nice to not have to social distance and things, and it felt like a proper match. And even I said to me lad, I said, before it all capitulated, we'd heard about the 22,000-seater stadium. We've already had comments about that. If we're going to get a 22,000-seater stadium, then we need to win on the pitch, obviously. But I said to him, could you imagine this as a 22,000? That stand built up and that stand built up. It's going to be fantastic. So it was good in that sense. It's really positive. Then as the game wore on, even he said to me, he's 13 years old, and he said to me at 1-1, I've got a bad feeling about this. I think it's going to go south for us.
Oh, he knows. He's jaded already.
Oh, he's been to county that many times already. It's just, but yeah, another good thing. Apparently, here we go. Another good thing. I think we've missed this first time, but bar stayed open till the 70th minute. I didn't know that.
I wish I had known that, because I would have stayed down there.
It's worth remembering.
Yeah. Normally they close just after half time, don't they? But I don't normally drink on a match day. That was an exception on Saturday. Just for you, Nick.
Same again next home game, mate. Yeah, lads.
Where did you guys go? What's the?
We met in the Armoury before the game, and then with about 5 minutes of the game to go, I had a text off Russ just saying Armoury ? I'm like, yes, please. Yeah, it was very busy actually. The Armoury was the only place we could get a seat.
Right.
But I had a bloody lovely day, and no one can take that away from me.
I had a great evening. Afterwards, the ales were flowing. The magnet was delightful as usual, and it's just like,
I did have grand plans to go to the magnet on the way home, but then I fell asleep on the bus. So.
There you go.
Yeah. And then I was actually physically sick while walking through the streets on the way home, and someone saw it. That was upsetting. Yeah.
We actually, it's probably worth mentioning that me and you, Nick, we actually met up with a chap called Joe, didn't we, who's not been to county for a long, long time.
Yeah.
Due to a personal reason that I won't say on here, but it was just, we'd never met him before, had we? Before that, we'd spoken on Twitter and stuff, but we met him. What a lovely guy. Met his wife. So that's, it just shows that the county family can come together at some points. And that was a really positive part of the day for me as well. Was meeting Joe and walking him to the ground and walking him in.
Because the floodlights protruding over the houses weren't enough for the giveaway, were they? When it needed to be led. Yeah.
So, yeah. Predictions for Southend then?
That's Saturday, isn't it? I want us to win. Does that help? 2-2. I'm going 2-2.
2-2.
Yeah.
Is that going to be like a heartbreaking 2-2 though? We're going to be 2-0 up, and then
I think we'll be 2-1 up, and then we won't quite hold out. Yeah. I'm like, I slagged off people like this. Like, do you remember last season where we were talking about people making predictions? It's always people who say, "Oh, it'll be 2-2, Mane equaliser last minute." It's like, is that the best you can hope for? But that is the best I can hope for. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm in a prediction league with it's a county WhatsApp group, and there's like 25 of us in there, and yeah, it's interesting. Like who's like the most pessimistic of the group, and who's just the endless optimism. It's like even in the worst season, some guys are just always predict that we'll win. It's like, oh, guys, I like it. It's a positive way to live.
Yeah.
It's like you set yourself up for disappointment every weekend. But yeah, like we do it every season, and there's like a guy in the group, Matt, makes a league table, and he completely forgot to do the league table for last season, so he did it on Sunday. It took him 6 hours to compile it all together. So I mean, just shout out for Matt Allen for getting that sorted, because I think I came like 8th or something like that. So nowhere near with a shout, but yeah,
Is there not an app for that?
There probably is, but he's been using spreadsheets, so maybe.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, that's why I didn't bother doing one. We had one person ask us if we were going to do one, and then no one else did. So I was like, "Fuck that!" Then I looked at just how much work it was. I was like, "No, you're all right."
I did think it was a bit ambitious to get you to do it, Nick, to be honest.
Well, get anyone to do it, mate. It'd be ambitious to get anyone to do it. It's a bloody nightmare. It's an absolute minefield. As soon as I got onto it's one thing predicting the score, and it's like, oh, bonus points for first goal scorer, or bonus points for the attendance. I'm like, whoa, no, you're all right.
Yeah.
Who's got the time, man? Who's got the time?
Not me. Not bloody me.
I personally cannot call Saturday after last. I was so hyped up for Saturday just gone. I know Southend are in a load of shit. They've signed a couple of players. Well, every time they sign a player, I think shit, they're going to get better. I just don't know. I guess at this moment in time, I'd probably be happy with a draw, but I shouldn't be.
I won't be happy with a draw. I don't think.
You've just said 2-2.
No, I said that's what I think it'll finish.
Oh, right, okay.
What's your prediction? If I say to my missus, "Oh, I'm going to the shop. Do you want anything?" She's not going to go, "Well, I predict you'll get some fags and a big dairy milk and a bottle of Dr Pepper." She says, "No, I want a bag of pickled onion monster munch. Get a fucking move on." So that's you told.
Well, so like we sometimes have like that, like in the prediction league, like there's like the hollow victory you get if you do lose, but you've predicted the exact result. There's 5 points in the bag there.
Yeah, and then you think, "Oh, I should have put a bet on."
Yeah,
they're really, really loving it.
Never bet on County to win. Like you always set yourself up there for a double loss. Yeah. Really.
Yeah, never bet on an early kickoff either. It's just the two no-nos of betting, aren't they?
Yeah. I got silly with County on Saturday on my bets. It was all, I must have had about 8 or 9 little pound bets on corners, goal scorers, everything. Nothing. Not even. Didn't help that I put Palmer to score and then didn't realise he wasn't playing. And that was like 4 of my bets accounted for. Ash Palmer, first goal scorer. I was like, he's not playing.
Well, did think he weren't going to play. That was my prediction.
Was it your prediction or was it what you wanted to happen?
No, it was my prediction. You see, this is it with you. This is it with you, Nick, right?
Here we go.
You probably want you want Sam Minion to play. You want Jordan Keane to play. You want Palmer to play. It's not going to happen, honestly.
Duxbury as well.
Who?
Yeah, Scott Duxbury. Nice.
Yeah, you want Duxbury to play. You want Kevin Francis to play. Fucking hell!
Can't be any fucking worse than what we had on Saturday.
You want Jabbo Iberi to play next.
Show off.
I just think it's not going to happen. He's going to play the players that he's signing, the players that are perceived as better. So it's almost like Football Manager to me. He's playing his best 11.
But time will tell if it is actually the best 11. It's the best 11 on paper, but in terms of what you actually achieved with the club, in terms of what he's done for this club, Jordan Keane's above John Rooney for me.
But it's not about what he's done for the club.
No, but I think Jordan Keane's a better shout in that centre midfield than John Rooney.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Do you think Jordan Keane? Well, they're different players, but
I don't think he's a better player. But I think in terms of our team, I think Jordan Keane is a better fit, without a doubt. Yeah. But I mean, what did Rooney do decide to go? See, again, it just looks like I'm having a vendetta against certain people. But what did John Rooney do? Honestly, I'm not just singling him out because I thought everyone was shit. How did that happen? What's going on? Why do they let these sponsors drink?
They're just laughable, aren't they? They get it right once.
I've heard in the past from a mate of mine who did the corporate thing with a sponsor a couple of years ago, and he said most of the time the sponsors don't even watch the match.
Probably, yeah.
The club just decide on the man of the match.
Or they'll just see who scored the goal and just
or they'll just choose. Well, Rooney's they've got the biggest name, so they'll probably someone that was there. That's the only player they knew, so that's who it is. Got a comment here. Don't know. I mean, Keane, Palmer, and Minion get the club. Yeah, they do, but you've got to give other players time to get the club, haven't you, as well?
But it's not just about getting the club, though. When have those three mentioned, Keane, Palmer, and Minihan, when have they ever let us down on the pitch? I think you could point to Palmer making a mistake in the playoff semi last year, but other than that,
I mean, it's probably more than you think, but it's glossed over because of how well they've done over years, isn't it? It is more than you think. Minihan's made mistakes. Of course he has.
He's made mistakes, yeah, but he's never had a true shocker of a game. None of those three players have ever had as bad a game as some individuals did on Saturday, I don't think.
Yeah, it's as bad as Hogan played on Saturday, for example.
Yeah. I mean, Ash Palmer played games under Russ last season, played better than Hogan did this Saturday, and then was dropped. Just apropos of nothing.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. It's that football manager mentality, I think, with Russ, where he's just playing the best players.
Yeah, maybe he shouldn't.
Yeah, maybe a bit of form should come into it, because if Hogan plays like that again, then we'll lose again. And at what point does he become droppable? I don't want to single him out. He was.
Well,
he was great last season. And
I think he will drop him. Look, the only loyalty in football is between the fans and the club. That's why Minihan's not playing now. That's why Palmer's not playing now.
Minihan's injured, to be fair. That's why he's not playing.
Well, that's why he didn't play much last season. Then, all right. But you get my point, though, don't you? Yeah.
But yeah. But personally, I don't think Minihan's a better. I think Minihan's a better fullback than Southend Hales. As a wing back, Southend Hales is better. But if you want a fullback who's actually going to defend, I think Minihan's a far better shout, and I'd have Southend Hales further forward. But I've said that on air about 8 weeks in a row, and no one from the club's listened to me and gone, "Hey Simon, here's an idea."
And why fucking would they?
You're on one tonight. You were so nice on Saturday.
I was bottling it all up for this.
Yeah, I thought you might have done.
The new player, Arjen Reiki. I think I've pronounced that right. Do we know anything about him?
Apparently he's good, from what I've heard. I know he played in that FA Cup game for Villa last season, didn't he? When all the kids played against Liverpool.
Yeah.
I can't remember watching him play, but according to Villa fans, he's pretty highly rated. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how he fits in to the man's game.
Yeah.
Whether he works and how he would fit into the system. Again, it'd be interesting to see with him, because they made out that the signing was a bit of a coup. Whether he will have to start, like Fish. Whether I don't know. I might be being too cynical, but we'll wait and see, I suppose.
Because while we're on Fish, he did look on Saturday like a fish out of water.
Oh yeah, do you know what? That does remind me. I forgot to get that tumbleweed little gift.
You say this, you're never going to do it, Russ. It's like a prediction league, mate. You said you're going to do it, and then you just couldn't be asked. It's what happens when we ask you to do things.
I had a look at the replies to the Villa tweet when he signed for us, and there was nothing but positive words said about him. Picked up on a few comments. Good range of passing. I think he's a holding midfielder, is he?
Box to box, I heard.
But, box to box.
Yeah, because we don't have a holding midfielder really. That's an area I'd say we don't actually, for all the midfielders we've got, we don't have anyone who you could consider a ball winner. I don't.
Well, isn't that Crowsdale's job? I thought Crowsdale was our ball winner.
I think Crowsdale and Collar are very similar. They're box to box, I think, or more of a playmaker. But I wouldn't have Crowsdale down as a ball winner. No chance. I mean, having seen him playing for Fylde, he's not a ball winner. No. That's why I think Jordan Keane, because Jordan Keane is the only person who fits that bill.
Maybe he thinks we don't need a ball winner because we've got that much in attack. He's just going forward all the time. And he thinks we're going to win games 1-2-0. You know, try and get it out of sight before.
I mean, Man City play with a ball winner, so you know that's very much their attitude, isn't it? Same with Liverpool. They all use a ball winning midfielder.
Yeah, but with respect, Nick, they're in the Premier League. We're not.
Yeah, no, but football's football, though, isn't it? If you're playing, if you're going attack, you're being such a dick tonight. Oh my god! Get Dave Long back, because at least when he plays devil's advocate, he's not doing it just to be a knobhead like you are.
I'm not doing it just to be a knobhead. All I'm saying is if. Not every team plays with a ball winner. It's not like it's a rule. You have to play with a ball winner. Pep does it. Klopp does it.
Nine teams out of 10 play with a ball winning midfielder.
What? And the other one team doesn't win matches because they don't play with a ball winner.
Go and have a look. Just go and have a look at how teams line up. Most teams have a midfielder who can go and win the ball back off the opposition. I don't see who fills that role for us. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm not saying, I don't know what I was going to say then. I'm so angry right now. Even my missus is upstairs going, what's going on down there? I'll tell you what's fucking going on. I'm finally at the end of my tether. That's what's going on with that bloody Johnson. Invited me round to his house the other week, being all nice, and now look at him.
Right. Let's move on. Right, I probably should have said this a long time ago, but we are getting some feedback, getting reports now from people that we're getting feedback. So I don't know if that's.
Go and get some headphones.
Yeah, it's probably. Yeah, please. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I should have done that before.
Yeah, I think that's been going on for a long time. I've been
5 minutes to go. I'll go get some headphones.
I know. Yeah, I've been periodically muting him, hoping that he kind of wouldn't notice. So, when Robin comes back, we will talk to him about his album in a bit more depth. But yeah, I was going to say the other bullet point I've got written down here, Nick, is what was your main gripes? But
I think I've covered them.
I think you've covered them, yeah.
Well, my two main gripes were square pegs in round holes and Rusk having his hands in his pockets at the 60-minute mark and not having any idea how to change stuff until a lot later. That was it for me, yeah.
Yeah, let's just cover that for a second, because that's a good point. That it's this seemingly unwillingness to change the game,
which is the one thing that was missing. I said it pre-season, but that's what I wanted to see from Rusk this season. It's him actually changing a game. It's something that Gannon was an expert at. The amount of extra points we'd gain just from substitutes or tactical tweaks, and we've seen not one little instance of that, and that really worries me.
I suppose, yeah, it's like he's very patient, isn't he, Rusk? Give him that.
It's very Southgate.
Yeah, up to the point where it's too late. And it's like, yeah, just sometimes when it's clear that something needs to be done, just, again, it's his first full season. So,
yeah. And then we're one of the clubs who voted to have 7 substitutes instead of 5. Which, if we're not going to bloody use any in the first place, what's the point?
I know.
It's just an extra £500 that Stock's got to spend on putting in a couple of extra seats on the bench.
Yeah,
I remember the start of last season was Klopp and Guardiola were complaining about how they didn't have enough subs in a game, and I think where they played like Champions League really close to the league game or something. They wanted 12 subs or something, and but then they didn't actually use any subs in the game. It was just something to complain about, It's like we want the option. We want the option. We won't use it, but
it's in danger though, isn't it? Getting like some American sports, like American football, where they bring, when it's their play to offense, they bring the whole offensive unit on, don't they? It's going to be like, we got a corner. Bring your forward line on for the corner.
Bring a farmer on.
Yeah. it's just going to get stupid. Robin, what were your main gripes from? What are your main gripes of County? Just generally, tell us.
The fans.
Ooh, what in general? Yeah, the fans are a bit annoying. We're all guilty of being a bit annoying. Some more than others. It's just it's the nature of supporting a football club that every club has annoying fans. It's my gripe with last season was the way that they got rid of Gannon, and they would not have sacked him if the fans were in the ground. That's one thing. We're very a positive thing is that we're a very vocal fan base, and it's that they saw an opportunity to sack him because we weren't there basically and we weren't allowed to leave our houses to complain about it. So I completely understand people's frustration on Saturday. They didn't get a chance to say goodbye to Jim after everything he's done. People are still upset about him getting sacked in 2009, getting sacked in, when was it, 2013? It's like, and again, just sort of like, I think it was very naive of them not to think that we'd be pissed off again. That's the fact that every manager we've had in between has been awful. We're allowed to be a bit cynical, and especially when you start a new season, you've signed all these players. It's like, oh God, this is worse. And again, it's one game, and I'm sure it would be a very different conversation if we'd won 3-1 on Saturday. But it's good that they did the fans forum the other week. It's good that they're and hopefully doing that more kind of regularly, getting actually hearing what the fans want and like about County basically. And it's I think that's a few gripes, isn't it? But
that's enough. Yeah. But what about the positives as well?
The positives is that we still have County. There were points like in the last 10 years where we were so close to going out of business and having to start. Imagine if we'd gone out of business and tried to start again, like Bury and Macclesfield have done. Like the fan base is so kind of fractured anyway. Everyone's got their own opinion that it just wouldn't have worked in the same way it has like successfully at Wimbledon or Darlington to a degree. It's like it would have been horrendous. So the fact that we managed to keep a club, even though like those first couple of seasons in the National League North was like a shell of a club. Like you'd go to County and like Cheadle was covered in shit, like bird shit. And
wow,
it was like falling apart at the seams. I remember like seeing like there were still posters up for like season tickets for 2010. It's like it's really depressing. And obviously we had like a part-time team, part-time staff, and like this massive like husk of a stadium. And so the fact that we overcame that, finally got out of that league and have something to look forward to. And I think like Stott's aims are fantastic. It would be amazing to get back into the second tier, and like I really hope it works. And it's very ambitious to have it as a 7-year plan, which I suppose is now 6-year plan. But you need that kind of ambition, and he's putting his money into it. So I just really hope it works. Hope he gets us. It's just going to be a really tough season because every other ex-Football League club wants the same, but they all haven't been down to the 6th tier, have they? So
no,
they haven't had it as bad as us.
Yeah.
I think
it's pretty much like that now. I mean, when we come up against like with the Grimsby lad before, it's just like, well, we've had it.
You've got me down there.
Yeah. Oh, you went to work on a bike. We had to really walk it.
I think that was one of the things that came out last week, wasn't it, from the fans forum? Which I was on holiday, so I couldn't go. Pretty gutted about that. Was all the positivity around the plan and what Stott wanted to do, and they answered all the questions. I got the feeling there was no hard questions asked, but before that fans forum, everyone was saying, "Oh, it's going to be a dead negative fans forum."
Were they? I don't. I think the opinion amongst people who had a brain in their head was that it'd be. I don't know, because people seem to think it's all. This is probably the most interesting one in a while, because there's actually something of substance. In the past, it's always fans forum has always just been, oh, any sign of a takeover? Yeah, we're in talks. All right, see ya, and that's been it pretty much. But now there's actually stuff that we want to meet on the bone. But I don't know. I didn't expect anyone to go in asking the Gannon question.
Oh, did you not?
No, I wouldn't have done if I was there, even though it's something that rankles with me. Because
it would have been pretty harsh to ask that question whilst Rusk is sat at the desk. Like,
yeah, exactly. It's just a proper shithouse.
It would take someone with like.
Yeah, and we have got some shithouses.
Social skills to ask that kind of question.
Yeah,
given some of the stuff I saw online before it, I thought it was going to get asked. I must admit.
It depends where online you saw it, though. Was it Facebook and Twitter, or because from the message boards, people talking about the fans forum, everyone seemed pretty calm and what have you. It was only when you go to like Facebook and Twitter where it's always one extreme or the other, and that's where you got people saying, "Oh, it's all going to kick off."
Yeah, but that's security on. But if you look at all three and look at them and balance them out, then you can form an opinion, can't you? You can't just go to a message board and say that's the opinion of everybody at county.
Oh no, of course, yeah.
Yes. But the other question as well, I thought would have got asked was, what is his exit plan? What is Stock's exit plan? As soon as he came in, that's generally. I'm sure Richard Park asked him that, and it appears to be that it's about sustainability, getting into the Championship with the infrastructure around the club, and then sustainability after that, which is fine. But again, I thought that would have been asked, and that's not a negative question. That's just I want to know the answer.
Yeah, Well, that's exactly what I would have asked if I'd have been there. But I think there's a section of our fan base that don't give a shit what his exit plan is. His exit plan could be to burn Edgeley Park down and then skip down the M62 laughing his head off, and people won't be bothered.
I think that was the worry when he came in, property developer comes in.
Yeah. Alarm bells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But fair play to him. Like he said from the start that, he's going to keep it Edgeley Park, make it massive,
Exactly, and I just got proper chufties when I saw all that.
But I mean, asking questions doesn't mean you're against the whole thing. You just
no
want to know more. That seems to be the view that a lot of people are taking. Is because you ask. I asked a question on, I think it was Facebook the other week, and it was about sustainability. Oh, I think it was about solar energy and stuff like that. Like if the club are going to get involved, because he mentioned that at the forum.
Yeah.
So I asked a question about that on one of the Facebook groups, and someone replied saying, "Oh, here they are, fucking Gannon Brigade." So what are you on about? You're going to having some sort of full-on breakdown here.
I mean, is your profile picture a picture of Jim though?
It is now. I went back and went, nah. But Gannon Brigade's a bad thing.
It's weird, isn't it?
Liking one of our best ever managers.
Yeah,
weird.
And also bringing up Gannon doesn't mean that you're not behind Russ. Can you?
Exactly.
We all want him to succeed. We want County to get back into the Football League.
Yeah.
We're it's sad that it's not with Jim, but he's gone, and it's very unlikely that he'll come back. So let's get behind the manager. But we can talk fondly about previous managers like we do with Danny.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Just be glad we're not Arsenal or someone, because there'd probably be someone behind Rusk with a cardboard cutout of Jim done up with the Grim Reaper. That's exactly the type of thing they do. So could be worse.
It's true. Yeah.
Okay. Should we talk a bit more about you, Robin, and your album?
It's up to you. Yeah. I think you heard me and Nick have a bit of a chat before.
Yeah. I mean, is there anything more to discuss about it? When's it out? How can people get it? That kind of thing.
Yeah, so the album will be out next Friday. So it's a double album. It's two soundtracks to two films that I composed a score for, and it'll be available to stream on Spotify and buy off Apple or whatever, and also available as a limited edition CD, which will be out on Friday as well. And then the following Friday the 10th of September, we're doing a show at home in Manchester. There it is again. Technology, guys. This is amazing. And there we go. So, the film The Earth Asleep will be screened on the 10th of September, and we'll be performing the soundtrack live for that screening.
You all right, Nick?
Yeah, sorry, mate. I was just moving around the table. It's all right. I just wanted to keep you on your toes.
So, Robin, for those who maybe haven't heard any of your music before, either with Dutch Uncles or your solo stuff, what are they? What can they expect?
Well, the subject matter for the two films is pretty heavy, to be honest. Like so, Birdsong Stories from Pripyat is about the Chernobyl disaster, and The Earth Asleep is about the 2011 Japanese tsunami.
Oh right, okay.
So, so they're not like the albums aren't upbeat. I'll give you that, but they, it's minimalist, contemporary classical music with synthesizers. There's if people have heard my stuff with Dutch Uncles, you'll probably hear elements of that within this.
Definitely.
But it's more filmic, obviously, because it's from the film scores. But it's we made a decision to put it out as a soundtrack because we just felt that it could stand on its own as a piece of music as well as the score for a film. So I'm really pleased with both scores. So I hope people like it as a double album.
And hopefully you can do the score for our film, which is just going to be me and Russ on one of Edgley's car parks, just beating the hell out of each other with a couple of lump hammers, I think.
I'll do like a live score for one of your podcasts.
Imagine that.
You can each have a motif, and I'll keep bringing them back.
Oh my God! Well, that's what I want more than anything else in the world now, I think.
I'll do it. Yeah, let's do it. Get a string quartet in.
Yeah. Amazing.
So it sounds very much like it could be a bit like two of my favourite bands, which is Sigur Rós and Mogwai. So is it that sort of ilk of sort of genre?
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, sort of the atmospheric side of it that those bands have definitely will come across. And I suppose similar to those bands, there are elements of percussion as well. It's not just acoustic instruments or just synths. There's other stuff going on that keeps you on your toes.
Good stuff. Definitely give it a listen. Absolutely.
Well,
looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Nick,
I
anything
don't
more?
think we'll be able to perform at Edgley Park like Blossoms did. I don't think it would quite have the same appeal. But,
I'd be there. That's all that matters. Yeah, I'd love that.
No, but
we actually there's an application gone in for more gigs at Edgley Park this week.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we saw that. Yeah,
that's exciting.
Liam,
who do you want on the pitch at Edgley Park, Russ? Don't say the Cortinas, because if you do, I'm going to come and punch you.
Don't be silly. Who would I want on the pitch at Edgley Park? Oh God.
Dutch Uncles, obviously.
Obviously Dutch Uncles.
There's an open goal for you there, Russ.
I don't know. I'd probably say like Sigur Rós and Mogwai. I'm proper into. Yeah.
That would be a cool night, actually. That would be different, a different vibe.
Yeah. Well, Sigur Rós played at Jodrell Bank, didn't they, on summer solstice one year, a few years ago, and that was I didn't go, but apparently that was pretty good. I mean, the obvious ones for me is probably either Noel Gallagher's "I Flying Birds" or just Liam Gallagher as a solo. That'd be pretty good.
I feel like the atmosphere of a Sigur Rós gig at Edgley Park would be quite similar to the Dagenham game.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Oh.
You're gonna jump into a helicopter in a minute and like Annika Rice.
Yeah. I'm going from the helicopter. Well, my missus just had to walk. Oh, I might sit here every week. You can see all the vinyl. Oh, I'm definitely sitting here next week. Yeah, I've taken 3 spots in this table tonight because my missus wanted to walk past, and we can't have her popping up on the stream. God forbid. Because her insights on county are so good that people want them every week, and we just can't do that.
What about you, Nick? Bands at Edgeley Park, and if you say artists at Edgeley Park. If you say Pete Doherty, we've got the QI.
Well, no, because I won't have Pete or the Libertines because I don't think they're a stadium outdoor band. They're a sweaty band.
Right.
Nothing annoys me more.
They played at Prenton Park a couple of years
They
ago.
did with the choral and got Jeremy Corbyn up on stage. Yeah.
Yes. And this was before Pete Doherty discovered all the French cheeses that he's.
It was, and the all-day breakfasts and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. It's weird to see because for so long I was just expecting to open the paper and read that he died for like 15 years. So then to see him as this gargantuan wombat of a man.
I mean, like, if you said that 10 years ago that you'd have gout now, you wouldn't believe it. It's amazing. Yeah.
To answer your question, Russ, I'd have Arctic Monkeys.
All right. Yeah.
Any question that starts with what band, Arctic Monkeys normally answer. Or if the White Stripes wanted to get back together, I'd take that. Yeah.
Oh, suits you.
But there's nothing worse than seeing like the Libertines say, "Oh, we're doing a tour, come down," and then you look and it's all like either arenas or stadiums. It's like, no, go to the Ritz or the Academy or somewhere. I want pints of piss being thrown at me.
I must be getting old. Can't be doing with all that shit anymore.
Have you never chucked a pint of piss?
Yeah. 20 years ago.
You were really at pains then. Yeah, of course I have.
Of course who hasn't been to a gig and done that? But he's not. I'm 40 years old.
Yeah, young at heart, mate.
Going to a gig is young at heart. I've got to tell you a story. With me and my wife went to watch Mogwai years ago. It was probably 5 years ago or something. And it was at the Academy One in Manchester, obviously. And we got into this queue, and I'm stood there thinking, this queue's a bit long for Mogwai, and all these young people. What are we doing? And it was we were stood in the queue for about 20 minutes for You Me at 6.
Oh, that wouldn't have been your type of thing. Pete likes them.
Does he?
Yeah, you never know. You might have had a better night.
Yeah,
you never know.
Oh, no.
You'll never know.
well, you're right. I will never know now, will I? But yeah.
Every time you listen to Mogwai now, you just sat there thinking, "This could have been You Me at 6. Could have been listening to You Me at 6, and whatever it is they're doing now."
Good stuff, right?
Wow.
Let's.
Like, I don't think I said, but I think I'd have Kate Bush at Edgeley Park.
Right.
That. Oh yes.
Yeah. I mean, she only does gigs every 35 years, so it'd probably be in another 20 years.
Yeah, about 20 years. Yeah.
Oh, it'd be amazing. Yeah.
What is she, a comic or something?
No, she's a singer.
Kate Bush.
Oh, comic. I thought you said comic. I thought you said, is she a comic or something? I can't imagine Kate Bush's stand up. I think that's just about wrapped us up, hasn't it, for tonight?
Yeah, let's wrap it up. Robin, thank you very much for coming on.
Thanks for having me again, lads. Yeah, it's been fun.
No problem. It's your second time. It'll be a hat trick next time when we get you on. You don't get a prize or anything. I'm just.
You just take the microphone home with you.
Yeah. Just to remind everybody, it's been going on the ticker along the bottom. We are actually in the final. I don't know how we've done this. Well, people have voted, obviously, but we're in the final of the Football Content Awards 2021 for Best Non-League Podcast. So if you are listening to this or watching this or however you're consuming this, please do go and vote for us. It's the final now, so we need you to vote again. So it's footballcontentawards.com/voting. Search for Best in Non-League and choose us as the best podcast. And that would be very, very, very much appreciated.
And it'll stop someone from Berkshire or Kent winning it, which is always good.
What's also good is that you don't have to vote for anything else. You can just vote for that.
You can just vote for that.
Yeah, that's the game. Because I wasn't going to vote for us.
Listen to every other podcast. Right, that's the one.
Yeah. There's loads of categories as well, but yeah, just choose that one. Vote for us, and that'll be good. Also, some news because Dave's left, and now we've got a massive gap in the blogging position in the team. We have advertised for some bloggers, and we've got a few bloggers that we're gonna see what they're like. I think. Yeah. And then ask them to blog for us. So that'll all be available at some point in the Fan Hub app and on well, probably just in the fan hub app. Actually, I need to work out where all that's going to go now. Now we haven't got Dave's site.
We'll have it off him. I'll go and mug him and get the password off him.
Not sure that's how mugging works.
Yeah, you take something off someone, don't you?
Yeah, but unless he's got it on a piece of paper in his pocket.
All right, well, I'll hold his family hostage.
Right, there we go. That's more like it.
Dave, I've got your kids. Give me the password. Sorted.
And yeah, again, we're going to do these every week. So, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us, share on anything that you play us on, and just spread the word, basically.
Tell someone on the bus about it. Just sidle up to him and just say, hey, there's that podcast. It's all right,
And wear a mask.
And, So you're basically going up to them and saying, they'll know all about the podcast and they'll download it straight away.
Oh, brilliant. Right. Cheers, Robin, for coming on.
Right, cheers, lads.
Cheers, Nick, for coming on. Hooray.
I'm glad to have a week away from you, to be honest, mate. I'm glad I'm not seeing you on Saturday.
Don't know what you're missing. See you later.